Hi everybody, Rechief here. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path, episodes 1 through 5 beta. So the question we have on hand here is why Miss Hall would plan a murder with such an uncertain method like poison gas. Let's find out the answer. And the reason she disguised the Autumn Palace to look like the Winter Palace was to make those involved in the incident 18 years ago confuse the two rooms. I wonder what Kate was trying to accomplish. She was trying to prove Mr. Master's innocence. In that case, Ms. Hall's true objective was... well, if she didn't do it, she wouldn't want to turn herself in. If she wanted to make us find the body, there are less roundabout ways she could do that, so I feel like she was trying to suss out the true culprit. Perhaps she was trying to find the true culprit. Miss Hall, were you trying to prove Mr. Masters' innocence? You wanted to reveal the true culprit and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Was that not your true goal? By displaying those sculptures, you would attract those involved in the past incident. Only two people would know where the body was hidden. You and the true culprit. The culprit would have panicked, knowing that the body would be displayed publicly. Yes, and if the culprit really showed up, there's the risk they'd erase their tracks. In the worst-case scenario, they might have even stolen the body. So, how could you protect the evidence while simultaneously luring in the culprit? I see. That's why she made the Autumn Palace look like the Winter Palace. Yes, and then, Miss Hall, you must have thought, whoever opens the Pisces case believing it to be the Gemini case must be the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. What? But that means that person is the true culprit. Please wait a moment, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Do you realize what you're saying? Do you intend to accuse that person of being the culprit behind the IS-7 incident? Miss Hall was trying to trap the true culprit. If so, wouldn't the person who fell for the trap be the true culprit? However, I have no evidence to back up my claims. If I make a formal accusation without any proof, it will not end well. Should I announce the true killer of Isaac Dover? Okay, so who was it that got hit with the poison gas? Was that, I think that was this guy, right? Oh, yep. Hey, cool. Okay. Well, I feel like the game probably wants me to be gutsy here, so let's make an accusation. What I should do is reveal the truth. In that case, there's no need to hesitate. Yes, that's correct, Judge Courtney. I indict this person as the true culprit behind the IS-7 incident. Dane Gustavia, who fell victim to the poison gas, is the true culprit of the IS-7 incident? Gusty is... Mr. Gustavia. Miss Hall, didn't you believe that if you opened this gallery, the true culprit would come? That's why you set up the poison gas trap, is it not? You truly have a gifted mind, just like your father. It is as you say, Monsieur Edgeworth. Now, would you please tell us the whole truth? Yes, I have nothing more to hide. I will tell you everything. I set a trap in the gallery to find the true culprit. Before the gallery opened, I left only the Autumn Palace unlocked. At opening time, when I went around to unlock each room, I discovered that the Autumn Palace had been locked from the inside. I knew that the true culprit was on the other side of the door. My hand was trembling. All that was left was for the trap to do its work. When I heard Monsieur Gustavia was exposed to the poison gas, I realized he was the culprit. And I thought that if the police discovered Monsieur Dover's body, it would prove Monsieur Master's innocence. Why didn't you ever come talk to me? There might have been another way. I know that you did everything you could for me over the past 18 years. However, all of this had been brought on by my own crime. That's why I wanted to save Monsieur Master as soon as possible. Kate. Not only that, the police hid the fact that the body went missing 18 years ago. Even if I reported the body, there was a chance that the truth would be hidden again. That's why I caused the incident at the museum's opening with as many witnesses as possible. I'm sorry. Gregory, Mr. Master, and even you. I couldn't protect anyone. Mr. Shields, it must be tough on him as well. The one who should be apologizing is me. Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, I'm terribly sorry. I shall accept whatever punishment I'm given. However, I must ask of you, please clear Monsieur Masters' name. The truth that was hidden for 18 years was revealed in an unexpected manner. However, to think that things would end this way. To be continued. Right this very second. I wanted to save. Whoops. Oh, I hit no by mistake. Good, whatever. Good. Miss Hall, have you composed yourself? Damn, Edgeworth. Yes. What you did, no matter the reason, was unforgivable. Yes, I know. However, you committed this crime in order to prove Mr. Master's innocence. If the true culprit is someone else, we have a duty to reinvestigate. Of course. No false evidence from the IS-7 incident remains in the official case files. Moreover, there is no evidence to lend credence to Miss Hall's testimony. We should first arrest Miss Hall as the culprit behind today's incident. Objection! We cannot be certain that all the case files are accurate. After all, the prosecutor in the case has a history of forging evidence. Are you suggesting that the PIC overlooked such a prosecutor? That's none of my concern. The truth is that evidence was falsified. And the fact that Dover's body from 18 years ago was just discovered proves it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I can see remnants of Prosecutor von Karma within you. What did you say? You try to deceive the PIC and fabricate the truth. Let me inform you of my, or rather the PIC's logic. I acknowledge that Prosecutor von Karma fabricated the information about the body. However, he successfully convicted Mr. Master as an accomplice. I believe that the true culprit was Miss Curator herself. She even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavia today in order to pin the blame on him. Is that really what the PIC believes? Yes. Every word I utter is for the sake of law and order. It seems she intends to hide the truth for the sake of the PIC. At this rate, neither Mr. Master nor Miss Hall will be saved. Okay. Hold it! If you acknowledge that, why won't you reopen the case? The goddess of law does not err in her judgments. While Prosecutor von Karma may have used underhanded tactics. If you ask me, it's all been bogus ever since von Karma fabricated evidence. And you claim that justice was served. What is the PIC thinking? I can already declare my verdict. There is no need for further investigation. Let's hear your explanation on the matter then. However, he successfully convicted Mr. Master as an accomplice. I heard that the biggest factor in Mr. Master's conviction was his confession. If Prosecutor Von Karma had a hand in his confession, the ruling may not be just. The initial investigation was handled by Detective Replacer. Oh, Replacer. That's funny. He was the one who obtained the confession, according to the official reports. All I can say is that the ruling has already been handed down. Jeez, why does Miss Courtney have to be so stubborn? Is the PIC so high and mighty? They sure seem like the archenemy of prosecutors, to say the least. So they're kinda like what the police are to great thieves. Says the great thief who nonchalantly works alongside the police. I believe the true culprit was Miss Curator herself. Are you saying that both Miss Hall and Mr. Master murdered Isaac Dover? Mr. Master committed the murder, while Miss Curator moved the body. That's what I believe. What? How can you say that? We would never kill Monsieur Dover. Did you not steal the body and preserve it for 18 years? It is only natural to suspect you of being an accomplice. She has already confessed to her crimes, and now is not the time to judge her of her past crimes. In that case, let's judge Miss Hall for her current crime. She even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavia today in order to pin the blame on him. If she wanted to pin the crime on somebody, why choose Mr. Gustavia? Perhaps Mr. Gustavia suspected Miss Hall was the criminal. As he attempted to confirm whether or not the Gemini sculpture was genuine, he was caught in a trap meant to silence him forever. Objection! Can you prove that theory? Mr. Gustavia is currently teetering on the brink of death. There's probably no way to prove it unless he regains consciousness. In other words, there is nothing we can do for now. That can't be true. There must still be something we can do. You still don't get it, do you? Allow me to give you a clearer explanation. We already have ample evidence for both the IS-7 incident and today's poison gas incident. Hold it! By ample evidence, you mean... For the IS-7 incident, we have a body, the murder weapon, and a pair of suspects. For the poison gas incident, we have the 2 chemicals and Miss Hall's confession. Furthermore, I have finished collecting all the evidence necessary for your own PIC hearing, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What? How can you say something like that so casually? Miles, you know you're always welcome to join the Edgeworth law offices. Judge Courtney, I'd like to ask that you refrain from making such needless remarks. I understand. Well, regardless. There is no need to investigate any further. Are you saying that there's nothing left for us to investigate? We have already exhausted all ends in regards to the evidence. This court will accept no further deliberations. I shall now deliver my verdict for the defendant, Catherine Hall. I hereby pronounce you... Hold it! There is still a need for further investigation. If you wish to halt my verdict, please do so with evidence. That is, if there is any evidence that requires further deliberation. I cannot allow this case to end here. There is still something that needs to be cleared up. Looks like I'll have to show Judge Courtney something to convince her. Okay. Okay, so I think that this was like new. I think this got added, so maybe I have to present something here. Ago. Sugar found in the fountain also appears in the same composition, so I think that's kind of done with. If I have to present these sketch of beauties again, my head is going to explode, so hopefully it's not that. I can't imagine that we have to look at that in 3D again. Oh! This was made to look like a service cart and was used to move the body. And the reason the lift was wet was because the body had been kept inside a case of ice. Oh, that's all. Anything weird happening under here at all? If you step here, you can adjust the height of the platform. Indeed. Let's try changing the height. Kay, would you do the honors? Roger! It's fun to imagine, like, Kay and Edgeworth doing that, like, as they're in the middle of this debate with Judge Courtney. Just, like, fucking around with the card. She's just staring at them imperiously. Anyway. Whoa. The platform raised up! By using this, a single person could move certain heavy objects. I bet this can easily carry Gummy. Why would you carry the detective? So now that we've raised it up, is there anything new to discover here at all? It doesn't seem like it right now. The music in this game is really solid. I wish that it was running a little better, but whatever. If only this game had been officially localized. Oh, I didn't even read this. Murder weapon stained with Dover's blood. Okay, is there anything happening in here we can take a look at? Probably not. I feel like we already probably had a look at this. A blue cloth. I guess this kind of relaxing color is nice once in a while. After all, when you're sneaking around, it's better not to have a color that stands out. But when you want to make a cool entrance, flashy colors are better. It's a hard choice. Couldn't you fulfill both those conditions with this cloth? You're right. This cloth is awesome. Let's see here. Probably just the cloth again, because there's nothing weird under there. Okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to skip ahead. Crime scene, Jeffrey Master's room, Mr. Master's mansion, murder weapon, rock salt lamp, prosecutor, made of karma. The victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect. This led to his arrest in jail. He was diagnosed with hypoglycemia. He was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice. His true identity is the famous French sculptor. Contest as a cake designer, but his body was found in the thinnest room. This caused the death of blunt trauma to the head. Because the victim's body vanished, is that the true reason? Well, I didn't immediately see anything in there that sticks out as, like, evidence that I don't have. This is tough. So, obviously pressing, may have, like, opened some stuff up, but it didn't really give me any evidence that I don't already have. And I can't really think of, after my review of the evidence, I can't really think of any situation where I could, like, present something. Obviously, the answer has to be in there somewhere, I'm just not sure what it is. We already have ample evidence for both the IS-7 incident and today's poison gas incident. I'm going to try presenting this file. That didn't work. Judge Courtney, could you take a look at this piece of evidence? I'm afraid I cannot accept that piece of evidence. I do not believe it has any relation to my testimony. No! As I expected, she's nothing like Mr. DeBest. However, I won't back down so easily. Boy, they're not giving me any hints. They're giving me no hints as to what I should present. Suspect flees or lives in a foreign country. The time limit is on hold. Possible accomplices are on trial. The countdown is stopped and the charge press statute is frozen. I feel like we're gonna need that later, but we don't need it right now. Can't imagine that we need the chocolates. My apologies for anyone who's watching this and has already figured this out and is just banging their head against their desk or whatever, like, Rechief, come on, it's so obvious. It's the bleh. But I am struggling a little bit here. Okay, let's try this. Ha! Yeah! Okay, random guessing. Good. There is still one piece of evidence from the IS-7 incident that remains unsettled. Take a look at this. This is the forensic results from the Gemini sculpture that melted. Ugh, Edgeworth's like having a stroke. This is the forensic results from the Gemini sculpture that melted in the Winter Palace. There we go. According to the results of the analysis, traces of someone's blood were found. Who does this blood belong to? Until we know the answer, this case is still open. I mean, okay. Sure. There was blood mixed in with the remains of the Gemini sculpture? Let me look at that again. Okay, I guess it doesn't say that we didn't figure out. Okay, fine. There was blood mixed in with the remains of the Gemini sculpture? I heard nothing of this from Sebastian. This was a report from Detective Gumshoe. I had planned to tell Mr. DeBest myself. So even though you had no investigative authority, you still did as you pleased. I shall report everything that transpired today to the PIC. I will not avert my eyes from the truth, nor shall I overlook the mistakes of the past. If you wish to report my actions to the PIC, be my guest. But in exchange, I want you to let me investigate this case to the very end. It is not my place to decide such things. I must ask that you check with Sebastian regarding this matter. Hey! Good news, you guys! Ha ha ha. Thanks to our early detection, Mr. Gustavia's life was saved. Mr. Gustavia? So, he's alive. Would you be the ones who saved my life? Hey, Mr. Gustavia. You are Sir Assistant, are you not? You've grown so big. This time, this one is your assistant, then. No, I'm... He's an assistant candidate, and Gregory Edgeworth's son. I am Miles Edgeworth, a prosecutor.
What a twist of fate. I am in your debt. It is thanks to you that I have completely recovered.
There's no need for thanks. Since you're alive, we can reach the truth behind the incident 18 years ago.
What do you speak of?
While you were unconscious, the truth has started to come to light. You may be Isaac Dover's murderer. Wow, alright, Ray.
What? Really?
Miss Hall was looking for the criminal behind the events of 18 years ago. That's why she set up the poison gas in the Pisces case. Mr. Gustavia, the events of the incident 18 years ago, tell us what really happened. So you wish to remain silent? Nah, I think he's just meditating.
He can sleep standing up? What a useful skill to have.
Meditation is different from sleeping, though. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us what you did 18 years ago.
I'm the criminal because I fell for the trap. That's not a very funny joke. I'm a victim, not a culprit.
Mr. Gustavia, it has not yet been made clear whether or not you are the criminal. This is only their baseless speculation. Do not concern yourself with the drivel of a prosecutor without jurisdiction.
At least there is one person here who understands.
My name is Justine Courtney. I am a judge. If you would like, I would be happy to assist you. Let us show Prosecutor Edgeworth the truth of 18 years ago.
Understood. I shall prove my innocence to you, Sir Prosecutor.
Objection! Judge Courtney, is that your answer? Do you intend to bury the truth of the IS-7 incident before it could be brought to light?
I merely believe in the judgments of the goddess of law.
Ultimately, those who render judgment are only human. As long as humans control the law, there is no guarantee that every verdict is correct. If you are going to help conceal the truth, I will not hold back.
I'm looking forward to it.
Lady Justine, what should I do now?
You are being suspected because you set off the poison gas. Can you tell us the reason why you opened the Pisces case?
Understood. I came to see Sir Dover's works from 18 years ago. However, I accidentally entered the museum a half hour before it opened.
Miss Hall, there was nobody at the entrance, correct?
Since I thought the criminal from 18 years ago might be coming, I had no security guards in place. I didn't even lock the doors. I was very busy with opening preparations, so there was nobody on the first floor. In addition, I locked every palace door aside from the autumn one.
I see. This must have been done in order to lure the criminal to the Autumn Palace. Which is why he ended up entering the Autumn Palace.
It's already suspicious that he snuck into the museum in the first place. The gallery should remain silent. Unless you have evidence that can prove his testimony false, I will not allow any objections. Gallery? This isn't even a courtroom. Now then. Now then. Why did you open the Pisces case?
I wish to view Sir Dover's handiwork up close. The Gemini sculpture. No, it was actually the Pisces, wasn't it? The lid had been frozen shut, so I borrowed a burner to open it. But as soon as I opened the lid, poison gas began pouring out.
That's quite a convenient testimony.
It sounds like a total lie, doesn't it?
There are parts of Mr. Gustavia's testimony that I have issues with as well. However, there is no evidence to disprove it.
But that's...
Would it not make sense for the suspicion to fall on Lady Catherine before myself? She may have intended to release the poison gas haphazardly.
Objection.
Kate turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She was specifically targeting the person who triggered the trap. Mr. Gustavia, you were her only target.
You are willing to accept the words of this criminal as the truth.
Ms. Hall must atone for her crimes. However, the same can be said for the criminal from 18 years ago.
Sir Prosecutor, it seems you wish to suspect me to the bitter end. However, I had no reason to murder Sir Dover. If there is no evidence to suggest that I killed him, you cannot suspect me.
Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you prove that Mr. Gustavia is the criminal? We're going to have to find out whether or not Edgeworth can do that next time. Thanks so much for watching. When we return, we'll wipe that shocked look off Miles Edgeworth's face and replace it with a look of contentment and pursed lips as he figures out the evidence that he's going to need in order to prove that Dane Gustavia